Welcome to Dvalin's Tavern episode 4, your go-to gaming podcast. Today, we got exciting news. But just to remind you, Dvalin's Tavern is your go-to gaming podcast, which is all about gaming news, reviews, interviews, and roundtable discussions. But let's get to it. So today we got a lot of news we want to talk about. I have found myself also a few new games on the internet, and I wanted to talk about those games, but also talking about some other stuff. Let's go through my agenda so you can actually know what you're going to listen to for the next many minutes. So, the first thing we're going to talk about today is Drakantos, which is a brand new 2D MMORPG, which has been known for a long time, but for some reason I just discovered it recently. We're also going to talk about the new, or as some people are saying, the new biggest competitor to Genshin Impact called Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves is a new game which, if you know Genshin Impact, it's literally the same kind of game. It's just different, and different enough to the games are actually two different games. That is the second one we're going to talk about. The third thing we're going to talk about is Sony State of Play, which just was this night, just literally 12 hours ago. This was live. And we got a lot of gaming news, like a lot of gaming news, and I'm going to share you what all the announcements we got from that gaming show. I'm going to tell you about all of them. We're not going to talk about like in very long details of each of them, just like a quick so you know what you actually got from that show. So you don't have to go back and rewatch the entire show. I'll just tell you everything that they showed. Also, we're going to talk about Path of Exile 2, because they actually showed a new trailer at State of Play, but there's a lot of details in that trailer, so we're going to talk about that as a second thing. So first of all, we're going to talk about Drakantos. Secondly, we're going to talk about Wuthering Waves. Then we're going to talk about Sony State of Play, and we're going to talk about Path of Exile. And to end the show, we're going to talk about future game shows, because this month, June, well, I know it's first tomorrow, but in June, there's a lot of gaming show, like a lot of gaming shows. And we're going to talk about which one, all the gaming shows coming, like not all, but just, the important ones for me, and what you can expect from those gaming shows. So let's get to it. So it's time for the first topic, which is Drakantos, which is a brand new MMORPG. So, I'm a big MMORPG fan. Like, I love MMOs, and this is interesting because I feel like I know all the upcoming MMOs, but for some reason this MMO have totally skipped my eyes or my nose or whatever you say, and it's called Drakantos. And it's a 2D MMORPG. So, you're basically seeing the same way as in, you could say the same way as in Diablo, but it's not 3D, it's 2D. So you still see it from above, but 2D. And your character can only move, the ways that 2Ds allows you, up, down, left, right, which makes it really like nostalgic. For some reason, it just really kicked my like childhood out of me. Like, not out of me, but you know what I mean? Like, it started like all the flashbacks of playing the old Zelda games. And for some reason, the graphics are just great. I don't know. You have to say it yourself, but Drakantos looks like an amazing 2D MMO. But let's talk a bit about it. So this is a snip from their website. Drakantos is an MMORPG with nostalgic top-down pixel art style, combined with exciting fast-paced action combat and 21 unique playable heroes. Our inspirations come from great games like Chrono Trigger, Stardew Valley, Graveyard Keeper, and Stone Shot. Classic worlds like Lord of the Rings are also significant sources of inspiration for us, mainly because of our Middle-earth based theme. Our game will feature family figures for fans of these universes such as dwarf, dragons, elves, and much more. And if you're watching the gameplay trailer or you're watching this podcast on YouTube, you can see in the background of me. I'm right now playing some of the trailers, and you will see how the game looks like. And it's like it's a really classic Lord of the Rings fantasy universe, like with elves, dragons, monsters, skeletons, demons, all the good stuff. This game is going to have, so basically, play 21 different heroes, each with their unique gameplay mechanics and well-developed backstory. So they actually shared some information on Discord about what they went through with creating characters. They had two options. The first option was to create your own character or play a specific character that was already created. And they actually ended up doing something differently than not many other games are doing, that you only can pick between a pre-created character. So basically, they're going to have these 21 different heroes. And these heroes, trust me, they look very their own. You have a guy who looks a bit like Arthas with a big mace, like a paladin guy. You have a red-haired samurai girl. You got a fox-tailed little ice lady. You got a wizard, a necromancer who's basically an undead, a skeleton undead. You got an orc warrior, a dwarf hunter, undead rogue, a bard. You can play a bard, which is a cat. It's a freaking cat. There's so many different personalities into these heroes, which is insane. It's a really, really cool roster. So I guess you could say, as they also say themselves, I think they said something about it's kind of like League of Legends, but it's an MMO, and you pick each of your heroes. I know other MMOs, newer MMOs, are doing kind of the same, where you have to pick heroes, which, I mean, if you want to be a necromancer, you have to be this guy, he looks like this. Of course, you can still get skins and so on, but I like this. It's nice. Instead of, playing a game where you have like 10 different classes, that is, the same classes anyway, shaman, druid, warrior, blah, blah. Then you have like 21 different heroes, which has really their own type of, like, for example, there's a lady with a spear and she uses lightning spells. I mean, again, unique. Pretty cool. Let's continue. So beside of this, fight, explore, and have fun on this adventure with your friends. Immerse yourself in a fantasy world of Dirit, brought vividly to life through compelling voice-acted cutscenes. Missions will, and then the next one is like dungeons and missions. Missions will be changing over time with different set of enemies, bosses, resources, traps, and objectives, with the potential for special events and twists, making every playthrough unique and challenging. Intense PvP fighting. Inspired by Overwatch, Brawl Stars, and League of Legends, Drakantos will feature a serious competition. Prepare to fight different PvP modes with rank systems and weekly tournaments. So if you like PvP and also PvE, this game is definitely going to speak to you. So face over 150 different enemies with different mechanics. Ascend to become the most powerful guild on the continent. Unlock exclusive icons, titles, and cool skins to further personalize your profiles and heroes. Collect dozens of charming pets and make your interactions more lively with over 30 emotes per heroes, each featuring unique voice lines. This world has its own day and night cycle, and it affects the enemies and the challenges you'll face. Trade items with other players using your handy marketing system. Experience different styles of gameplay with the same hero by modifying their abilities with orbs and artifacts. Get your own land and decorate it with your way by using different styles and furnitures. So again, this game is going to be, I think, big. It's a big 2D MMORPG with 21 classes, more to come every season, probably every patch, I don't know. Guild systems, PvE, dungeons, PvP, 150 different enemies. There's a marketplace. There's different skills. You can get these orbs, artifacts, which reminds a lot of the items you can get in Diablo 4, where, for example, you can get like some kind of like helmet that can change how many hydras you can have active on a sorcerer or something like that. There's going to be possibilities for you really to customize each of your 21 heroes. So I'm looking forward to this game. But basically, we are waiting for the game right now to go into the next beta. And right now, as we speak, they are just posting gameplay trailers on their website. So we kind of have to wait till see what's happening. But we don't know when this game's coming out. I will probably say expect 2024, 2025. But yeah, we'll see when. But yeah, brand new MMORPG, Drakantos. I'm looking forward to it. Let's move on. So let's talk about Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves is a new, let me say as they say, as text I've collected. Wuthering Wave is an open-world action role-playing game developed by Kuro Games, the creators of Punishing Grey Raven. It has garnered significant attention for its striking visuals, dynamic combat systems, and expansive world. So this game is a game I actually made a first impression video about recently, and I have to say, it's interesting, it's fun, it's nice. If you like Genshin Impact, you would definitely like this game here. And yeah, you would definitely like it. And there is you can imagine, there's a lot of hardcore Genshin Impact fans who of course doesn't like that there's a competitor. I mean, again, gaming is something that is supposed to be fun. If you like gaming, then play new games, play old games, play new games. Don't be that guy who's like, oh, I don't want to play Wuthering Waves because Genshin Impact is better and I better like this game. It's like, bro, get out of your shell, get out of your house, try this new game, play it for 5-10 hours, and then you can go back to your Genshin Impact. But at least you tried something differently. You know, don't be like this super fan because Genshin Impact doesn't care about you as a super fan. Of course they're happy you're playing their game. Of course they're happy you're defending the game. But in reality, they don't care about you. They care about your money. So don't like defend them as they were your family or your lover. You know what I mean? I'm really stepping waters right now, or whatever you're saying. Walking waters, stepping waters, treating waters. I'm just saying, don't super defend a game like Genshin Impact because Wuthering Waves is a competitor to it. Try it, be open-minded to it, and you might like it. Okay, that was a really off-topic thing, but let's move on. Wuthering Waves offers a vast, beautiful, crafted open world for players to explore. The game's environment is designed with rich details, providing a dense immersion and adventure. The game features a fast-paced combo-based combat system. Players can switch between characters during battle using their unique abilities and weapons to defeat enemies. The combat is fluid, emphasizing skillful dodges, counters, and strategic uses of each character's strengths. The narrative of Wuthering Waves is a post-apocalyptic world where players uncover mysteries past while encountering various factions and characters. The story is deep and engaging with emphasis on characters developing and lore. The game's graphic highly detailed and a mix of realistic stylized elements. The art directions and environment design contributes to an aesthetically pleasing and atmospheric experience. I'm sorry, that word, you know what word I'm talking about. Players can customize their character with different outfit, weapons, and abilities. The customization extends to both appearance and gameplay, allowing for personal experience. While primarily it's a single-player game, Wuthering Waves includes some multiplayer features such as co-op missions or events, allowing players to team up and tackle challenges together. And again, this game is made by Kura Games. It's available on PC and mobile right now, but it's also coming to PlayStation soon-ish. It released on May 22, so it's a bit of a time ago. Again, I played this game. I made a first impression. I liked it. I actually honestly liked it, and it's one of those gacha games where you have to pull characters. So you have to you either play the game and get points and pull characters. So for example, you pull one character and you have a chance to get a good one, like a 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, legendary, all that. Again, the game really hopes that you're going to use a lot of money on it to buy, get your fairy characters. But you can also play it fully free to play without actually having to swipe your credit card once. So it's up to you if you want to swipe credit cards or not. But you can if you, let's say, there's for example an event right now where you get a hero, and it says after you have pulled 80 times, you will guarantee get a good character, or this character you want to try get. And then of course you can play the game for 20 hours and maybe get enough pulls for that, or you can swipe your credit card and get the hero ASAP and play with him, whatever you prefer. But again, it's one of those gacha games that I'm sure I played it for 2 hours and I enjoyed it. I'm probably not going to continue playing it, but that's only because the game it has the same problem as Genshin Impact, in my opinion, that the multiplayer is bad. I would like to have a game where you could join your friend unlimited, be together with your friend, play through the story with your friend, progress with your friend, like a really co-op experience, like the entire game. Sadly, it only allows you to play through, again, as they said, multiplayer missions, some dungeons, some events. It's kind of like half-hearted multiplayer. And I don't know what's up with these games. You have Elden Ring, which has bad multiplayer. Genshin Impact has bad multiplayer. Wuthering Waves has bad multiplayer. I don't know what they're doing. Like, honestly, why can't they do like Diablo 4 where you can literally play the entire game together without any like nonsense? I don't know what's going on. It's almost like they think, well, people don't have friends, so why should we do good multiplayer? It's like, oh okay. Uh, uh, okay, but then me who has friends and want to play with either friends or people who watches my Twitch and I want to play with viewers, I guess screw us. Because, yeah, screw us. And I know, again, it's not everyone who cares about multiplayer. Many people just want to go home after work and play their single player game because they are not bothered playing with other people. Respect to that. But yeah. All right, that was enough about Wuthering Waves, and yeah, let's move on to Sony State of Play. All right, so Sony State of Play was yesterday, and we got some big surprises, I would say. Well, not something like, that's not something that we got shown that like was like, wow, oh my god, I'm just like so surprised. It was like cool. There's a few games on the list that we saw that I'm like, okay, I'm actually gonna look at this later. But yeah, well, let's just get to it. So yeah, for the third time this year, Sony is presenting another State of Play event, offering approximately 30 minutes of updates and news regarding games coming to PS5 and or PSVR 2, featuring new insights into Marvel Rivals and Monster Hunter Wilds, announced release dates for Concord and the Silent Hill 2 remake, along with unveiling of a brand new Astrobot game. PlayStation 5 owners have a lot to look forward to in the upcoming year. Continue. Yeah, sorry. I was basically just I was like, this is me creating a script because I wanted to make sure I remembered everything. So I was just like finding a lot of highlights and kind of like writing them down in my own language. All right, so kicking off May 2024 State of Play, Sony revealed their game. What am I doing? Revealed a new gameplay trailer for Firewalk Studios' upcoming 5 vs 5 multiplayer shooter, Concord. The trailer began with a pre-rendered cutscene featuring a diverse groups of mercenaries. Following the cinematics, Firewalk Studio presented an in-depth look at Concord's gameplay, highlighting the different characters' availability, each with unique weapons and playstyle tailored to various type of players. Sony has confirmed that Concord will launch on PC and PlayStation 5 on August 23, with a beta be scheduled for July. So basically, this game is a competitor to Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, Valorant, Counter-Strike, probably more like Overwatch and Marvel Rivals, because it's like a hero-based game. And trust me, the heroes you can be in this game looks very different, like very different, and they have really personalized like characteristics. Like it's really really good. Like there's a very big robot. There's a guy who looks like a freaking Hulk with a gun. There's so many different characters in this game that look so unique, and I'm really hyped for it. Like I'm gonna try it out on August 23 when this game comes out. All right, let's move on. But that is one of the basically the game that they started the show with, which is this Concord game, which is coming in the 23 August. So if you are a big fan of Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, yeah, you'll definitely like it. And then another PlayStation first party title is making its way to PC. This time it's Sony Santa Monica's 2022 action game God of War Ragnarok, set to be available on PC starting September 19. The PC version of God of War Ragnarok will include the Valhalla DLC and will offer features tailored for PC gamers, such as support for ultra-wide monitors, unlocked frame rates, and advanced super sampling technologies like DLSS and FSR. Following the State of Play, a PlayStation blog post disclosed that players will need PlayStation Network accounts to access the PC version of God of War Ragnarok. This requirement may be contentious, as Sony previously faced backlash for requiring a PSN account for the PC version of Helldivers 2 and Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. However, due to public Critisme, the PSN requirement was eventually lifted for Helldivers 2. So yeah, that's probably something you heard about, that basically they suddenly required people to use a PlayStation account on Helldivers, but then a lot of people who lives in those countries where you cannot get a PlayStation account couldn't play the game anymore. And then you couldn't buy the game in those countries as well on Steam. And, I haven't really followed that topic, but I just heard about it and I was like, wow. But again, what this topic here is about is basically God of War, the new God of War, and the DLC is coming to PC, starting on the September 19, and it will have ultra-wide monitor support, frame rate unlock, and all that. So it's gonna be massive. I think that people who plays on PC, who wants to play this game, is gonna look forward to it. All right. Now I'm going to talk about one that I'm actually excited about, because I used to play this game when I was a kid, back in PlayStation 2, I believe, and I was like a huge fan of this series. So this is actually big news for me. Omega Force's hack and slash series Dynasty Warriors, oh yeah, I love that game, is returning with a new title. Developer Omega Force and publisher Koei Tecmo have announced Dynasty Warriors Origins. Set for release next year. In a PlayStation blog post, producer Tomohiko Sho revealed the Origins will portray the chaos of the Three Kingdoms era for the first time in the franchise history. Players will take on the role of a nameless hero. Sho also mentioned that Omega Force is utilizing PlayStation 5 technology to create a new type of battlefield, featuring a massive armies that stretches as far your eye can see. Dynasty Warriors Origins is scheduled to launch on PlayStation 5 next year. And now I'm actually happy that I got a PlayStation 5. I had a bit of troubles being like, why did I get one? And what was really worth it? But this game is definitely worth it for me, because I'm such a big Dynasty Warrior fan, and I'm really looking forward to this. And finally, we're getting a game where you don't have like only like 20 or 30 like warriors around you. But this game here is actually, it's going to be big. I think it's going to be massive. You're going to be seeing so many warriors on the map in front of you, and it's just going to be like a big battle. So I like that. Infinity Nikki, the colorful open-world RPG featuring former Zelda director Kentaro Tominaga, received a new trailer at today's State of Play. Previously characterized as an open-world dress-up adventurer, Infinity Nikki follows the main character Nikki as she arrives on the continent of Miraland. Accompanied by her friend Momo, she will explore various nations, each with its own unique history and culture. Additionally, Nikki will encounter numerous adorable creatures along her journey. While a specific release date was not provided, the trailer did reveal that Infinity Nikki will have beta test in the third quarter of this year. So, I've never heard about this game, but I looked at the trailer and it looked like it kind of looked like the Zelda games, but a bit more how can I say it? A bit more dress-up game, feminine. You're kind of like a female character where it looks like you can change your dress and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like more like a, not to upset some people, but more like a girly version of Zelda, I guess. Perhaps. Yeah, we'll see. Originally revealed at Gamescom opening night live in 2023, Everstone Studios' martial arts adventure game was Where Winds Meet, I guess that's the name, is also coming to PS5, set during the Ten Kingdoms era, where Winds Meet lets players assume the role of a swordman whose faction will significantly impact the conflict's outcome. According to the post of the PlayStation blog, your choices will crucially determine how the events unfold. I haven't heard about this game, but if you are listening to this and you are excited about Where Winds Meet, well, they showed that the game is coming for PlayStation 5, but sadly no release dates. Next one. Ballad of Antara is an upcoming dark fantasy RPG slated for next year. This new intellectual property is being developed by Tipsworks Studio, according to a PlayStation blog post. The studio head mentioned the Ballad of Antara aims for the highest fidelity and will be free-to-play game. For this new IP, we aim to create an expansive world both in geographically scale and cultural diversity. In the ordinary version of this
world common folks live, explains the blog post. In a different version of this world, stranger sightings and encounters occur. We refer to this extraordinary part of the world as para. Fundamental elements of the living world have been extracted and trapped within the para due to invasions of ancient power, and that's where our story begins. So again, this is the Ballad of Antaria, an upcoming dark fantasy RPG, which is for some reason going to be free to play. So I'm kind of like curious how they're gonna earn money. Like, is it gonna be a gacha game where you like pull heroes? Is it gonna be, I don't know. But again, if you're looking forward to Ballad of Antaria, we just got some more news about it, and they probably also showed like a trailer and stuff like that. Okay. Behemoth is the latest project from Skydance Games, the creators of The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, set in the Forsaken Lands, a desolate wasteland that was once a thriving civilization. Players must survive harsh conditions and hostile enemies while uncovering dark secret spirit within. According to the official website, Behemoth is set to release in October for PlayStation VR2, MetaQuest, and Steam VR. So basically, it's a new, what can you call it? A desolate wasteland game, survival game-ish game, coming for VR. So if you're a VR gamer, you can look forward to Behemoth. All right. A new game set in the Alien franchise is on horizon. Alien Rogue Incursion is the next installment on this iconic horror series. Developed by renowned VR studio Survivios, Alien Rogue Incursion is a VR game powered by Unreal Engine 5. In a PlayStation blog post, Survios chief product officer, TQ Jefferson, stated that this upcoming title is a single-player action horror game featuring an all-new storyline. Players will assume the role of an unnamed protagonist exploring a facility infested with xenomorphs in the inhospitable planet Purdon. Oh god, these words. So yeah, so basically, if you are an Alien fan like me, we are getting a new VR game. The only problem is that I don't have a VR headset, so first of all, I need to find out, is this game coming for MetaQuest VR headset? Then I will buy that. If it's only PlayStation, I guess I need to buy PlayStation VR. We'll see. We'll see. Next off, Marvel Rivals, a superhero team-based, again, all this I'm talking about right now is the state of play, everything that we saw at State of Play, the PlayStation event. So I'm soon done with it. Trust me, we're soon done and can move on to the next topic. So Marvel Rivals, a superhero team-based PvP shooter featuring Marvel Comics characters, made an appearance at today's State of Play. It was confirmed that in addition to PC and Mac, the game will also be available on PS5 upon release. While Marvel Rivals does not yet have a release date, we got another glimpse of its gameplay and how the hero shooter will function. Additionally, developer NetEase Game announced that the closed beta test will take place sometime in July, with more information to provide as the test approaches. Additionally, beside of this, I also have it, like, if you watch the trailer, we saw a glimpse of Spider-Man, Venom, I can't remember his name, some kind of like magic guy. But we saw new heroes. The Venom and Spider-Man looked pretty cool because you could actually swing around, which looked really cool. And then you can also use it like a synergy ability. And again, Marvel Rivals, we talked about that on a previous episode, that it's basically a competitor to Overwatch. It's a third-person Overwatch game just with Marvel heroes and evil Marvel rival. Like it's a game with heroes and villains. Yeah. But pretty cool. New heroes, what's seen. We know it's gonna be on console, and a test is gonna come in July. Announced back in January, developer Ballistic Moon has unveiled a new trailer for Until Dawn, highlighting the graphics and animations enhancement made by the studio. While a specific release date is still pending, the showcase provided a clearer timeline, with Until Dawn scheduled to arrive on PC and PS5 sometimes in fall. So they showed a very, very small amount of stuff for Until Dawn, but basically we know it's going to be on PC and PlayStation 5 in fall. So interesting. Interesting. This one is very interesting. Developer and publisher Grinding Gear Games showcased a new gameplay trailer for Path of Exile 2, announcing an early access release date set for late 2024. In addition to the new gameplay footage and release window, Grinding Gear Games also revealed that Path of Exile 2 will be available on PlayStation 5 and will feature couch co-op support. So you can basically play it through controllers in the couch, sofa, whatever you call it, and have a good time. No split screen, you're basically playing the same screen, just like good old games back in the days. So that's going to be fun. Again, I have more on the Path of Exile stuff, but we're going to save that to the next topic. All right. Two more stuff that was revealed or announced at State of Play. So the second last one, Konami announced that highly anticipated Silent Hill 2 remake will be released on October 8 for PC and PlayStation 5. In addition to the release date, Konami and the developer Bloober team unveiled a new trailer providing another glimpse of the game. The trailer featured more combat scenes, including moments where the protagonist, James Sunderland, battles the eerie abstract daddy enemy towards the end. Where did I copy this from? Silent Hill 2 remake is also expected to feature the upcoming Silent Hill transmissions set to air after the State of Play. What? Silent Hill 2 is also expected to feature the upcoming Silent Hill transmission. Don't know what that is. But again, if you're looking forward to the new, I would say, the new Silent Hill 2 remake, well, look forward to October 8, because it's going to come for PC and PlayStation 5 by then. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. The very, very last thing we saw on State of Play, I know this has been a very long topic, is this one here. The rumors are true. Team Asobi is developing a new Astrobot game, and the wait won't be long. The developer announced that its next project will be released on September 6, exclusively for PlayStation 5, titled Astrobot. The new game was introduced with adorable gameplay trailer. A PlayStation blog post explained that players will explore over 80 levels across 6 galaxies in search of Astro missing crew. The trailer showcased various environments, including forest, sandy beaches, and volcanoes. As Astrobot navigates different levels similar to 2022 Astro Playroom, this game will feature catchy music and reference to robots resembling characters from popular PlayStation franchises such as God of War and Parappa the Rapper. I don't know what that is. Team Asobi has hinted multiple times that this will be the most ambitious game yet. So if you're a fan of those Astrobots, I guess you're going to be happy, because we are getting a new Astrobot game. And what did I say? The developer announced that its next project will be released on September 6th. So yeah, September 6th, you will get a new Astrobot game. But that was literally everything about the Sony State of Play. So don't worry, you don't have to go back and watch the trailer, which is probably like 30 to 45 minutes long. You just got everything here in 17 minutes. So let's move on to next topic. So beside of, we got, so basically the Sony State of Play, which we just talked about. They showed, of course, new trailers for Path of Exile 2. And one of the most important things that we got to know is that it's basically launching, this Path of Exile 2 is launching in late 2024. And it's going to be, of course, it's going to be on PC and consoles. It's going to be on PlayStation, it's going to be on Xbox, it's going to be on PC, but only the newest consoles. So if you have an old Xbox or old PlayStation, it's not going to be on that. It's only for the new consoles. We also saw that it's going to have co-op, it's going to have crossplay, it's going to have cross-save. So all the stuff that Diablo 4 also has. The biggest difference here is that this game is going to have, it's going to be free to play. So, for example, if you want to play Diablo 4 on your PlayStation and your computer, you need to use like $70 on both your PC and on your PlayStation. This game, you can download it for free on any console, on any PC. It's going to be so easy. And if you download it on your PlayStation and you want to have a friend join in, he can actually just press, he can grab your second controller, then he can select, do he want to be a guest, like as a guest account, local account, or do he have his own account? And he just logs in with his gear, or with, gear, whatever the company account, their grinding gear account, or yeah, well, that's the option. And then when he logs in, he will have all his characters he can pick between, which is pretty insane. And then you can play together on the same screen on the sofa. It's really, really cool. But we got some more informations, which I'm going to read up for you here. Path of Exile 2 appeared during Sony's May State of Play presentation, announcing an early access release window of late 2024. Developer Grinding Gear game provided initial details for the dungeon crawler pre-launch plans, accompanied by new gameplay footage and future highlights. The showcase included promises of couch co-op, crossplay, cross-progression, and twisted new creatures, and more. These additions are sure to excite players when early access become available later this year. Path of Exile 2 announced in 2019 as a full-fledged free-to-play sequel to Grinding Gear's games hit original, made a significant appearance as today's State of Play. Following presentations, game director Jonathan Rogers published a PlayStation blog post teasing more upcoming features. The post highlighted 12 character classes, a revamped skill gem system featuring 240 skill gems and 200 support gems, and 700 equipment base types. These additions promises to expand the gameplay experience significantly, offering players a wealth of new options and strategies. Rogers also assured that Path of Exile 2 will not adopt any pay-to-win model, even after its early access phase concludes. Stay tuned for more. So that was the snip I copied out. But basically, yeah, that's quite exciting. So again, if you don't know what Path of Exile 2 is, Path of Exile 1 is like an ARPG. Diablo and Path of Exile, like if you take Diablo and Path of Exile, it's a game that is, I would say, similar. It's the same kind of category of game. Path of Exile is known for being this very, very, it's basically, some people call it Path of Excel, because you need an Excel spreadsheet to keep, having an overview of your class you're playing. It's a very, very, what do you say, like an advanced game. It's not for everyone. It's not for like all the casuals. And in that new video they released, they actually say they want to try to get more players into the game. They want to try and make the game more broader. They want to make sure that people can actually easier jump into this. So even the casual gamer dads like me, we can jump into this game and actually just have a fun time without having to open an Excel spreadsheet. And I'm looking forward to that. I really got what do you say, like happy, nice. Well, not nice. I got happy, excited that he basically said that we're going to try and make the game a bit more easier to understand, easier to learn, and then, of course, also makes it still deep so all the hardcore Path of Exile players can enjoy the game. But if you haven't seen Path of Exile 2, trust me, if you take Path of Exile 2 and you put Diablo 4 next to each other, if you show this gameplay clip to a non-gamer person, or a gamer person who doesn't know much about gaming, they would probably think it's the same game. I know I might get hate from this, but it's real. Path of Exile 2 and Diablo 4 look so similar. It's kind of, Path of Exile 2, of course, allows you to have way more customized heroes, where Diablo 4 is more like, hey, you have picked a barbarian, now you can go the barbarian way and, do different barbarian stuff. Where Path of Exile 2 is way more flexible, even though they have their classes. But yeah, I'm not a Path of Exile 2 expert. I just know, the things that usually people would know from reading articles about it. But I'm excited to get the early access launch of this game in late this year. So very excited. All right, so to the last topic of this show, we are just going to talk about a few gaming events that is going to happen soonish. So this month, June, is an insane month for gaming. You have so many gaming events that is going on. So if you are on Twitter, YouTube, and you follow a lot of developers or game studios, or just follow studios like, I don't know, like IGN or game trailers or whatever they called, you will see your YouTube feed or sub feed or Twitter feed is going to be spammed this month. I know it's first tomorrow, that is June, but still. So first of all, we're first going to have PlayStation State of Play, which just was this night, like literally 13 hours ago. Then we're also going to get Central Asia Game Show on the June of 6th. And this show here, you will see a lot of like Asian games coming out. Basically, it says here, a conference expedition will attend by game developers, publishers, investors, and speakers from United States, Europe, China, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Kyrgyz Republic. So you can imagine there's going to be maybe new games announced. Maybe we're going to see more from those Asian MMOs, like different stuff, like Perfect World and all those games. So it will be interesting to see what games they will be showing at the Central Asia Game Show. But I'm pretty sure it's like the biggest of the Asian game shows. So we'll definitely see some stuff from the Asia game developers. Also on the same day, June 6th, we are, June 6th till, the Asia Game Show is from June 6th to June 8th, but also from June 6th to June 10th, we're getting Summer Game Fest. Summer Game Fest is, what does it say? It's a showcase of upcoming video games from major platforms and publishers. So basically, this is a show where in old days you had shows like what was it called? I can't even remember it. EG or no, you had like an old like gaming event you could go to in June. I can't even remember the name now. It's so I wasn't really born when that stuff was something big. But this is like the replacement from that, and you're gonna see so many new games being, and it's a thing that is going to be at the YouTube Theater in Los Angeles. So I'm not even sure if you can actually sit in there, but I know it's a thing that you can watch on Twitch and YouTube, and there's gonna be so many games announced, expansions, updates. It's probably gonna be that show this month that is going to show most gaming stuff. Like, trust me, you will see a lot of gaming stuff from that show. So on June 6th, Summer Game Fest, keep an eye out for that. Also, on then the June 9th, we're getting Xbox Games Showcase, followed by Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Direct Airs. So basically, we're going to get Xbox Game Show, and then after Xbox Game Show is done, Activision is going to have a show where they're going to show off their new Call of Duty. But again, Xbox Game Show is actually also a show that could show a lot of stuff. Like, Xbox has bought so many game companies now. We could literally see stuff from Diablo, World of Warcraft, all the games that Xbox has. I'm Halo. I'm a big Xbox fan, but for some reason right now I'm blacking out. I just can't remember the games they have, but all the IPs that they own is games we could potentially see on that Xbox Game Show. Also, like the new Fable, that could be interesting. The next day, we're gonna see Ubisoft Forward on the 10th of June, which also could show a lot of nice stuff. For example, the new Star Wars game they're making, maybe some new stuff about Rainbow Six Siege, whatever that Ubisoft could be showing. So yeah, we're also getting Nintendo Direct this month. We don't know the date yet, but Nintendo Direct is also coming this month. They have said that we're not going to see the new console, but we will see new games. So on the June 11th, we're also going to be seeing, there's going to be like a GDC in London, which is GDC will be taking over London Tech Week Center stage, offering a chance to exhibit your brand and international stage. So it sounds like it's more like a show you just go to, and maybe there's going to be announcements at that show, but probably not the main things. There's also going to be an XP Game Summit on the June of 13 in Toronto Hyatt Regency, Canada. The 2024 edition of XP Game Summit will center the critical role of intellectual property in video games, serious, insightful presentation aimed to identifying developers and exporting Canadian gaming IPs. Yeah. We also on the June of 26th, we are going to get TwitchCon Europe. So, TwitchCon is always cool. They always show off like new stuff that Twitch is getting. Potentially we could see maybe something with games, but at least we're going to see new stuff coming for Twitch and how they're going to develop their platform. And then on the June of 26, we're going to see Gamescom in Germany, which, wait, is it Yeah, it's no, wait, no, that's not in sorry, that's not the that's the Gamescom Latam, which is in Sao Paulo Expo, Sao Paulo, Brazil, in inaugural Gamescom Latam. Is merging with Big Festival and will include industry meeting point, facilities, networking between industry progressions. Sorry, that's not the Gamescom Germany. The one in Germany, the big one, is first on August 21. Yeah, sorry for that. It's the one in Latam, Gamescom Latam. So it's like it's down in Brazil. So of course there's also going to be gaming news. I think it's also going to be highlighting like developers from that area. So yeah, that could potentially also give some news. But the big ones of course, PlayStation State of Play, Summer Game Fest. Again, PlayStation has just been there now yesterday. Summer Game Fest is starting on June 6. Xbox Showcase is starting June 9 with also Black Ops. Ubisoft Forward on the 10th of June. Then the Direct, we don't know. And then a few game shows you can go to. And then also TwitchCon on the June 26th. So pretty cool. So this has probably been the most richest show, like with informations. There have been a lot of reading up in this episode, but I thought it was worth it because, we've been talking about Drakantos, which is a new MMO, Wuthering Waves, Sony State of Play, Path of Exile 2, and new game shows coming later. So you can imagine the next episode I'm going to do, maybe not the next one, because we need to actually wait till these shows begins. I might delay the episodes to be able to get on that other side, but the next upcoming game the shows or episodes I'm going to have on this podcast is going to be with full of game informations from all these gaming shows. Don't worry, I'm not going to be talking about like all of it, but I'm going to be talking about the news that I'm probably finding interesting myself. So to everyone who's listening to this podcast, if you are listening on any of the podcast platforms, I'm trying to be on all the podcast platforms. Let me know if there's a podcast platform I'm not on and you want to hear my podcast on. Then I'll do my best to come to that platform. But I should be on all the big ones. You can, of course, also watch this podcast on YouTube in case you actually want to watch it with your eyes and sit and, watch me sit here talking with different trailers running in the background of me. That's also an option. But yeah, thank you so much for listening in and tuning in to Dvalin's Tavern, your go-to gaming podcast. And I appreciate you all. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode. And again, find me on all podcast platforms or on YouTube, Dvalin's Tavern. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Peace out.